All right, let's talk about some apps and software that you can use on your phone to start finding these real estate deals. I'm going to give you my top 3 apps or software, depending on if you're on your phone or on your laptop, that you can use to find motivated sellers in your honey hole. All right, the first one is very near and dear to my heart because I spend a large chunk of my time scrolling through there. And that app or that website is Facebook. Facebook has 2 billion people on it. It is literally the best, cheapest because it's free, way to find deals. No kidding, guys. Even my high school ex-boyfriend has 452 friends on Facebook. And that's not a lot. You probably have more friends than that on Facebook. And if you don't, you need to join Facebook and then send me a friend request. So when you're on Facebook, there's lots of things that you can do to find sellers. The easiest thing to do is to let your friends and family know that you buy houses. I've got buttons I wear that say I buy houses. And in fact, I sell those buttons if you want to order one. They're on whitneynicely.com under the store tab. You can order buttons. I'll mail them to you. Or when you join firstdealdonefast.com, I'll send you 3 buttons so that you've always got a button to wear. Okay? These buttons let people know online and offline that you buy houses. Why else would you wear an ugly button unless you buy houses? Right? Right. So on Facebook, you need to let your people know that you want to buy houses. And you do that by just telling them and then reminding them and then reminding them. And then by entertaining them, and then by educating them, and then by reminding them. I have a 7-day lead challenge on how, it's actually 21 days because I give you 3 different options every day for 7 days on how to let your people know that you buy houses without annoying them or getting that unfollow. What we want are leads. Leads! And it's super fun to start getting those leads coming in for free from your friends and family on Facebook. Now, that'll really work if you live in the area you're wanting to invest in. But what if you're investing long distance and you don't have any friends in your honey hole? How are you going to get the leads on Facebook then, Whitney? I want you to join the yard sale groups for your honey hole. The buy, sell, and trade groups for your honey hole. Every town, every little honey hole has those buy, sell, and trade groups on Facebook. Join them. Nobody checks your address to see if you actually live there or not. And while you're in those groups, let's say I live in Knoxville, Tennessee, and I'm wanting to invest in Denver, Colorado. Well, I wouldn't just join the Denver buy and sell group. I would find a little neighborhood like Loveland, Colorado. And I would join the Loveland Facebook yard sale site or the Loveland buy, sell, and trade site. And when I got in there, I wouldn't just bust up in there like Kool-Aid and be like, hey, y'all, I'm here and I buy houses. That'll get you kicked out and banned. Okay? What I want you to do is lurk. Yeah, just get in there and creep on everybody. Get in there and watch the conversations. Join in some of the conversations. A lot of people mess up in Facebook groups because they want to bust in and they want to have this amazing post that gets all this interaction. But I want you to slow play it. I want you to build some relationships in that group. I want you to make some friends. Whether they know you live in town or not, it doesn't matter at this point. When somebody posts something in the group that says, hey, I'm looking for a plumber. I got a clogged toilet. I want you to jump in on that conversation and be like, oh my gosh, I just bought a house in Loveland and I need to replace the toilet. I'd love to know some of the recommendations that you're going to get. What did I do there? I planted a seed that I buy houses in Loveland. I'm basically riding on somebody else's coattails in their conversation. Somebody else will put something up and they're going to say, hey, we're thinking about selling our house. Do y'all think we should redo the kitchen or redo the bathroom? I'd hop in on that conversation and be like, oh my gosh, you're selling your house. That's amazing. I'm trying to buy a house. Maybe I should come look at your house so I can relocate. You see what I did there? I found somebody that's selling a house for free on Facebook because I'm paying attention to the conversations happening in the buy, sell, and trade group. I jumped in on the conversation, told them I was looking for a house to buy. I am. Pretty cool, huh? This is how we slow play real estate. Somebody else is going to put a very similar post up. It's going to say, let's see, what's some other things that people would say? Hey, I got bad news. My mom is going into the nursing home, and so her house is going to be empty, and I'm just wondering, I don't live in Loveland anymore, so what real estate agent should I call to list this house? And I'm going to go on that thread in that conversation. I'm sorry to hear about your mom. Hope she really enjoys wherever it is that she's moving to now. I'm actually looking to buy a house, so maybe instead of calling an agent and paying them a commission, let me come look at the house and maybe I'll buy it from you and you can make more money. You see what I did there? Again, I didn't just come out the gates. I buy houses. No, I found somebody with a real estate situation, with a real estate problem, and I offered to help. I offered my services, but not in a sleazy, slimy, scammy kind of way. In a very natural way for me to talk to this other person. And by doing it publicly on that thread, other people are going to see that. Other people are going to have moms that they're moving into nursing homes. Other people are going to be thinking about hiring a real estate agent, but not really wanting to because they don't want to pay them those commissions. I'm a broker for Whitney Buys Houses. I am a realtor. This is where I want to put that disclaimer in there. But people don't always want to pay real estate agents. I don't list houses. I just buy houses because I make a lot more money than doing regular real estate. Can I get an amen? Thanks. So, by putting this post out there and letting people know that I have a license, but I don't list houses, I just buy them, other people are going to start private messaging me, talking about their house or their mom's house that's been empty for 6 years. But it's a slow play. I never, hardly ever, unless I have a house for sale, put a post in my honey holes buy, sell, and trade group. I don't do it. I do make friends. I do let people know that I'm there to help them. I do get lots of private messages from people who want what I have. That's what I want you to do too. All right? Facebook, huge real estate opportunity. Huge. Huge. The second app or website that I want you to use when you're researching these properties, especially if you're wanting to invest long distance, is the big Z. Zillow. I have a little bit of a love-hate relationship with Zillow because in 2013, I was on a road trip and I was listening to the talking heads that talk about stocks on Sirius Radio, and Zillow was down at like $22, and they were saying that this was the bottom and they were going to go up from here, and they got all these investors, they got all the stuff. And when I got home that night, I told my boyfriend that I wanted to buy Zillow stock because it was at the bottom and they got all these investors coming in and they were going to shoot through the roof. He said, Nah, Whitney, that'll never work. The .com bubble has already burst and it was 12 years ago and you missed it because you were in the 8th grade. Don't buy Zillow. It's just a fad. So since at that point I was basically just a little lady listening to my big strong boyfriend, I didn't buy any stock in Zillow. Ooh, do you know how mad I am at myself for not listening to my own intuition and doing what I wanted to? That was one of the last times I listened to that boyfriend. He's my husband now. I love him dearly. Hey, Jason. Anyway, Zillow is amazing. As a real estate agent, I'm supposed to hate Zillow. As an investor, I adore Zillow. You can find out so much information on Zillow. Most information about real estate is public knowledge, except in some weird states like Arkansas or Kansas or somewhere where they don't record who buys stuff and how much they bought it for. Most states plaster that practically on billboards so that people know what's up with the real estate. And Zillow does a fairly good job of putting free information out there so that you can research properties properly before you either take a plane ride or drive to your honey hole. You can find out so many things on Zillow. And the best thing that you can find on Zillow led me to my first lease option deal. There's a place on Zillow up at the top where you can set filters that Zillow will show you things that are for sale, houses that are for sale, properties that are for sale. And you can choose to see everything for sale by agent, everything under foreclosure, everything for rent, everything that's coming soon, everything that recently sold. You can see all that. It's totally cool. It'll clog up your screen and drive you crazy. Or you can only see what's for sale by owner. Jackpot! Woo! The very first house I got under lease option, I found on Zillow for sale by owner. It went up on, let's say, a Tuesday. Tuesday morning, I got the notification from Zillow that it was available. I called them Tuesday afternoon. I met with them Tuesday night, and we signed a contract. Less than 24 hours of them putting it up on Zillow, I had a contract to buy that house, make the payments for the next, I think, 3 years. But it didn't matter because I ended up selling that property because I put it back up on Zillow. In like 8 weeks, I made $15,000 from that very first house that I bought that I found on Zillow. Set your notifications so that whenever a for sale by owner comes up in your honey hole on Zillow, you get an email immediately. All the agents have notifications set up so that they can start pestering those for sale by owners to let them list their property. Why shouldn't you, as the investor, have this same notification set up so that you can call the seller to buy their property? That's what they want done anyway. They don't want to list it or they'd call an agent. They want somebody to buy this property and you are the investor to do it. So set up those notifications on Zillow. It'll also give you a good little glimpse into what the real estate market's like in what you're considering to be your new honey hole. Find out how long things are online. Find out how long things are up there. Find out when people start to say, you know what, we're trying to sell it by owner. We can't stand it anymore. We're just going to put it up for rent. Let somebody move in and make our mortgage payment. Bingo! That's the person that we're looking for. I can work out a lease option deal with those people all day long and twice on Sunday. I love the Big Z. Love it about as much as I do Facebook. The Big Z does have a few downfalls though. I found when I'm looking for properties in Florida, what's on the MLS doesn't exactly correlate with what's on Zillow, which I think is more on the local MLS than the Big Z. I don't know, but it's annoying as a consumer. Just putting that out there in case anybody is watching and cares. All right, the third app, the third site that you need if you're going to be investing long distance. Well, this isn't really for houses, but you could use it, I guess. Well, Craigslist. Craigslist is another free site that's basically a social media platform. My dad was on Craigslist buying and selling trucks and tractors and houses way before he was on Facebook. Craigslist is a social media platform, and I bought a triplex off Craigslist that was not exactly in my honey hole, but they were for sale by owner. They were on Craigslist, and it is amazing. The cash on cash return. I think we're getting like 34% cash on cash return. I don't really follow cap rates that much because I think that's just a pissing contest the men use to impress themselves. I follow how much cash am I making on this investment. And my cash on cash in my houses is infinite because I put like $10 in them and then just start renting them, and then people pay me $5 or $10 or $15 or sometimes $40,000 to move into these houses. But on my triplex that I found on Craigslist, I did have to put money down. I borrowed against another house that I had free and clear, so I used a line of credit. I used equity that I had in the house to put as my down payment into my apartments, so that I technically don't have any money in my apartments, but the money that I borrowed against that house and flipped into the triplex, if you can keep up with that, is making 34%. That's a whole lot better than money in a 401k, an IRA, or the stock market. 34% a year? Yes, please. 2, please. Thank you. Craigslist gets bombarded with crapola from time to time. I know the struggle is real. A lot of wholesalers on Craigslist, a lot of agents pretending to be owners, accidentally check the wrong box. You know, you've heard it before. But there's a needle in that haystack. And if you're going to be investing long distance, it would pay for you to set up a Craigslist notification to email you every time a house got listed for sale by owner, and for a couple weeks, follow up on them. Call. Find that mom and pop seller. Find that needle in a haystack, because every week, I won't say every day, but every week, somebody puts up a house on Craigslist in your honey hole that they don't want anymore. And they only put it up once a week. And it's at an awkward time because they're not professional. Some agent, some wholesaler, some investor, just like you, comes through and finds that, puts an offer on it, gets it under contract, and boom, now it's not available anymore. So, setting up those notifications on Zillow and Craigslist, creating those conversations in Facebook groups, all of those apps, sites, resources are going to help you be top of mind so that people in this area know to call you before they try these other things. Or so that when you do talk to a seller, you can say, well, I've been looking on this site and that site and this site for months, and this will help you know what the market's doing. There's some studying to be involved here, all right? And these are free websites. You always get what you pay for. So if you have to work harder to use the free stuff, I understand. I've done it myself. I've made a lot of money getting a lot of leads, long distance, from people that inherited houses and live in Atlanta now, and they're just putting it up on Facebook. I bought that house. From people that had moved to Florida, put their triplex up on Craigslist. I bought that property. Long distance investing happens all the time. And whether you are the long distance investor or whether you're buying from the long distance investor, Facebook, Zillow, and Craigslist are the only sites, the only apps, the only places you need to have a presence if you want to be a successful real estate investor using those free sites. All right? I hope that helps. If you have any questions, drop me a comment. Boop, 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 down there. Comment, like, subscribe button so that you can get all these tips. Now, there are some free ways that you can find some deals, get some leads, and end up at the closing table. I teach those strategies and an in-depth deep dive into these 3 free strategies in my program, First Deal Done Fast. Let me say that slower. First Deal Done Fast was designed to help women, just like you, invest in real estate without using your money, without using your credit, and without a license. Now, when I say that, please know that it helps for you to have good credit. It helps for you to have money. It helps sometimes for you to have a license. So I'm not downing any of those things. In fact, my most successful ladies have had good credit, lots of money, and a license. But they just wanted a way to think outside the box, think a little bit differently, look at things from a different perspective. And that's what I provide in First Deal Done Fast. All of the details are on firstdealdonefast.com. My name is Whitney Nicely. I'm the broker for Whitney Buys Houses. I teach women, mostly women, all women, no, mostly women. I teach women how to buy investment houses so they can start living their dream life now instead of maybe sometime in the future. I also help women who are already landlords create more money with the properties they already have, or go from $1,200 a month to $6,000 a month in less than a year with the same properties. All of it's possible for you. All of the details are on firstdealdonefast.com. If you have any questions, let me know, drop me a comment, or go to firstdealdonefast.com and chat with me there in the messenger. I got another video coming up for you on how to find motivated sellers on the phone for long distance investing. So stay tuned for that one. Don't forget to subscribe and tell all your friends they need to subscribe too. If you're ready to put a plan into place, all the details are ready for you on firstdealdonefast.com. I'll see y'all later. Bye.